Are you over 60 and worried about brittle bones and fractures? In this video, I'm going to reveal the #1 mineral for strong bones after 60, and I guarantee it's not what you think. You absolutely have to know this. Hey everyone, and welcome to Revitamen. We're going to cover everything you need to know about building and maintaining strong bones as you age, but make sure you stick around until the end, because the #1 mineral I reveal is the one that changed everything for my bone health, and I guarantee it will shock you. Alright, let's not waste any time. One of the most critical minerals that most people over 60 are deficient in, and we're starting with a huge one, is magnesium. That's right, mineral number 7 on our list is magnesium, and it's absolutely essential for bone health. Let me explain why this is so critical. Magnesium actually helps your body absorb calcium properly. Without enough magnesium, the calcium you're taking can't even get into your bones where it belongs. In fact, about 60% of the magnesium in your body is stored right in your bones. Studies show that people with higher magnesium intake have greater bone density and a lower risk of osteoporosis. If you can just make sure you're getting enough magnesium through foods like almonds, spinach, black beans, and avocados, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people when it comes to bone health. And if you thought that was a game changer, you have no idea what's coming. The final mineral we'll cover is even more important and rarely talked about. Okay, moving on to mineral number 6, which is zinc. Zinc plays a crucial role in bone tissue regeneration and the formation of bone-building cells called osteoblasts. As we age, our zinc levels naturally decline, and this can seriously impact how well our bones repair themselves. Without adequate zinc, your bones become more fragile and prone to breaks. The good news is that you can get zinc from foods like oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, and chickpeas. Aim for about 8 to 11 milligrams per day, and you'll be supporting your skeletal system in a powerful way. Next up is mineral number 5, and this one might surprise you, boron. Most people have never even heard of boron, but it's incredibly important for bone health. Boron helps your body use calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D more effectively. It also reduces the amount of calcium you lose through urine, which means more calcium stays in your bones where it belongs. Studies have shown that boron supplementation can increase bone density, especially in postmenopausal women. You can find boron in foods like prunes, raisins, apricots, and avocados. Just 3 to 6 milligrams per day can make a real difference. Another common deficiency is mineral number 4, copper. Now, copper might not be the first thing you think of when it comes to bones, but it's essential for forming collagen and elastin, which are the proteins that give your bones flexibility and strength. Without enough copper, your bones become brittle and more likely to fracture. Copper also helps with the cross-linking of collagen fibers, which makes your bones more resilient. You can get copper from foods like liver, shellfish, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that right, dark chocolate. About 1 to 2 milligrams per day is what you're looking for. Now let's talk about mineral number 3, silicon. Silicon is another mineral that doesn't get nearly enough attention, but it's vital for bone formation. Silicon helps your body produce collagen, and it also plays a role in bone mineralization, which is the process of making your bones hard and strong. Research has shown that higher silicon intake is associated with greater bone density, especially in the hip and spine, which are the most common sites for fractures in older adults. You can find silicon in whole grains, bananas, grain beans, and mineral water. Try to get about 20 to 40 milligrams per day. And the second to last mineral, number 2 on our list, is another incredibly important one, vitamin K2. Now technically, vitamin K2 is a vitamin, not a mineral, but it works so closely with minerals for bone health that I had to include it. Here's why this is so powerful. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called osteocalcin, which binds calcium to your bones. Without K2, calcium can actually end up in your arteries instead of your bones, which is the last place you want it. This is something I see almost everyone over 60 missing in their diet, and it's sabotaging your bone health and potentially your heart health too. Vitamin K2 is found in fermented foods like natto, sauerkraut, certain cheeses like Gouda and Brie, and egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens. You want about 90 to 120 micrograms per day. If you're not eating these foods regularly, a K2 supplement might be worth considering. And now, the moment you've been waiting for.
The number one mineral that is essential for strong bones after 60, the one that almost everyone overlooks, is vitamin D3. Yes, I know, technically it's a vitamin, but it functions more like a hormone in your body, and it's absolutely critical for bone health. Here's why this is the game changer. Without adequate vitamin D3, your body can only absorb about 10 to 15% of the calcium you consume. But with optimal vitamin D3 levels, you can absorb 30 to 40% or even more. That's a massive difference. Vitamin D3 tells your intestines to absorb calcium and tells your bones to use it properly. But here's what makes this even more critical after 60. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D3 from sunlight. In fact, someone in their 70s produces about 75% less vitamin D3 from the same amount of sun exposure compared to someone in their 20s. And if you live in a northern climate or spend most of your time indoors, you're at even greater risk of deficiency. Studies have shown that low vitamin D3 levels are directly linked to increased fracture risk, especially hip fractures, which can be life-threatening for older adults. The research on this is crystal clear. A major study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that older adults who took vitamin D3 supplements had significantly fewer fractures compared to those who didn't. Another study showed that maintaining optimal vitamin D3 levels can reduce your risk of falls, which are the leading cause of fractures in people over 60. This is because vitamin D3 doesn't just strengthen your bones, it also improves muscle strength and balance. So how much vitamin D3 do you need? Most experts now recommend that adults over 60 should aim for blood levels of at least 30 nanograms per milliliter, and many functional medicine doctors suggest even higher levels, between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. To achieve this, you'll likely need to supplement with 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day, sometimes even more depending on your current levels. The best way to know is to get your vitamin D3 levels tested with a simple blood test called 25-hydroxyvitamin D. You can get some vitamin D3 from foods like fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products, but honestly, it's very difficult to get enough from food alone. Safe sun exposure can help. About 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun on your arms and legs a few times per week without sunscreen, but again, this becomes less effective as we age. That's why supplementation becomes so important. And here's a pro tip. Take your vitamin D3 with a meal that contains healthy fats because it's a fat-soluble vitamin. This means it absorbs much better when there's fat present. Even better, take it along with vitamin K2 because these two work synergistically. The K2 makes sure the calcium gets into your bones instead of your arteries, while the D3 makes sure you're absorbing enough calcium in the first place. It's the perfect partnership for bone health. So there you have it. The 7 most important minerals and vitamins for strong bones after 60. We covered magnesium, zinc, boron, copper, silicon, vitamin K2, and of course, the most important one, vitamin D3. These nutrients work together as a team to build strong, resilient bones that can support you for decades to come. Now I have a question for you. Which of these minerals or vitamins were you deficient in? Have you had your vitamin D3 levels checked? Be honest and let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear about your bone health journey.
If you want to try any product I talked about in this video, I dropped my affiliate link in the description. You'll even get a discount through that link. Trust me, your body will thank you for it.
If you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.